the arm of Nyjah Kennedy. One of these two teams that we are watching today will be making its way to Oklahoma City. Sam Gress, the 6th year, the captain in the circle today.
And a lot of experience, not only this year, but throughout her career. And these are the moments you pull from that. Any type of nerves or anything, you got to remember what's led you to this point. And she is the captain, the heartbeat of this team, tends to own the righties on the inner half with that rise ball, with that screwball. But the difference maker is that changeup. Being able to locate and have that pitch, that's a game changer, and she needs it.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for UCLA, brought to you by Capital One. Jordan Woolry was the hero yesterday, the walk-off 2-run home run. She's 7 RBI from tying the single-season record. She has 84 on the year after those 2 that she picked up yesterday. Jessica Clements is the leadoff hitter once again for the Bruins, winner to Oklahoma City. And it starts with a little change piece right off the bat.
And you got to be crafty. I think that's the time. Like, there's no holding back the changeup unless you see a game plan of UCLA trying to sit that pitch. You got to go at this Bruin team with everything you have.
Yeah, I mean, the mentality of a third game facing the same lineup, the same hitters. What is that like as a pitcher? What are you telling yourself during the game?
Well, it does come down to being able to execute good location and being able to trust your stuff. I think that is number one. It's being able to trust your defense, and we know that these are both top 10 defenses in the country, so it comes down to, hey, like, my defense has my back. I don't have to be perfect, but you can't miss over the heart of the plate. And a couple big hits yesterday, that's what happened.
Ball and 2 strikes to Jessica Clements.
And then it comes down to just that pure savage mentality, like being able to go out there as a pitcher. I am going to beat you. You are not going to beat me. That has to be that aura and that confidence and that swagger you walk around in the circle with.
UCLA was trailing 4-1 entering the bottom of the 7th inning. They were the home team yesterday. They send out a pinch hitter in Taylor Stevens, who walks to start the inning. Caitlin Terry comes up with a big triple. And then things just started rolling for UCLA, and that's how they were able to come back. Jordan Woolry on the very first pitch out of the park.
Yeah, it happened so quick, huh? It's just like bang, bang, bang.
Boom. And UCLA, by the way, just the 2nd program this season to hit multiple home runs in one game against South Carolina. This is known as a pitcher's park. Georgia did it. They did it twice. But UCLA, the 2nd team to hit multiple home runs in a game.
Yeah, it's a doubles park. It's not Westwood. Doesn't have a 190 fence feel. Like, those fences are tall. Tough to get it out of here.
Up the middle goes Jessica Clements. And she's aboard her 2nd hit of the series. She was 0 for 3 yesterday. She's got a career high in hits on the season.
And that's a really good at bat. But just for her to see 7 pitches, gets thrown a changeup first pitch, and then to be able to work and foul, hit one off her leg, and get to 7 pitches and be able to be on time with the changeup. Those are the types of ABs you need from your leadoff.
Then to Savannah Pola, who on the season, a .435 hitter to lead all Bruins. I mean, the top of this order for UCLA is really dangerous, 1 through 4. Pola hitting .389 in the tournament. 2 hits in game 1 of the Super, 1 hit yesterday in an RBI. Laying down the bunt. It just died off the bat. Back-to-back hits for the Bruins.
And it's the placement of this bunt. She takes it down the first baseline knowing that Rhodey is back and forces Chansey to come all the way across. Way too much speed. Solid job by Savannah Pola to obviously recognize that first base is back, be able to manipulate the bunt and where she wants it to go. That's an easy base hit.
And now Jordan Woolery, yesterday's hero with the walk-off 2-run homer. When UCLA's season was down to 1 out, rolls a shot up the middle, speeding around is Clements, and sliding in safely, UCLA striking first.
And we saw Jordan Woolery yesterday in her home run swinging first pitch, and she does just that with the changeup. Pitches just up a little bit. She takes it right back up the middle. Definitely a different vibe coming from these Bruins than what we've seen over the course of the last couple days on the offensive part. Like, they just have this looseness about them that you didn't necessarily see game one. You saw Caitlin Terry. She didn't have the best of start. And you just kind of felt that from the offense too. And then yesterday, they didn't seem really in it until that last inning, when all of a sudden they started to get some action going and ignited kind of the cheers. And they're at their best when they're cheering in the dugout. You can hear them from up in the booth, and they've been quiet the last couple of days, but different.
Well, the first 2 games of this series, they've had to play from behind right away. South Carolina has scored in the first inning, and UCLA has found themselves down, and now they have the lead here, 1-0.
And no outs, right? So being able to go out and just kind of talk with your pitcher and get on the same page. You got to score to win anyways. Like, that's the mentality. And this South Carolina team has scored over the course of the last 2 days. So it's just giving Sam Gress that reminder. Hit good spots. Your team's going to have your back.
And now the other part of the Bruin-Bomber duo in Megan Grant. Leads them with 25 home runs on the season. That tied a single-season Big Ten record and second in a single season at UCLA. Yesterday, a solid outing at the plate, 2 for 3 for Megan Grant. She's now on a 5-game hit streak.
I thought she did a really good job of covering that outside part of the plate, being able to go opposite fields. It's a good pitch. What is that missing? So trying to figure out what the outside part of the plate is. Everyone knows my thoughts already.
Megan Grant will take that walk to load them up for Riley Slimp, the freshman left fielder, who's had a hit in 11 of the last 13 games. Batting .486 over that time frame. She was 1 for 3 yesterday.
And if you're UCLA, Courtney, it just feels like now's the time, right? You got bases loaded, none out. Haven't necessarily had this the last couple days, and you're working with a tough, small strike zone. Advantage goes to the hitter.
It's kind of been the story of the season. Hitting has been ahead of pitching. There's so much data. You see Neely Lamb working in the bullpen for South Carolina. Have not seen her at all this weekend.
Definitely at times has been more of a challenge to be a pitcher this year with all the things that are out there for the hitters and the machines and the data. And
Slimp. Emily Vinson running up. Runners hold. Bases still loaded. That's just the first out of the inning. comes down to Alexis Lefty Ramirez. She's up with just one away and the bases loaded. So glad to get her back from injury. Lost her last season to a knee injury after 5 appearances, and finally back in the lineup on March 22nd of this year. Her and Taylor Tinsley called a pretty solid game yesterday. That battery calls the game for themselves.
They were locked in, and she's fun to watch back there. Their connection, I think, getting to see that in the game too. We don't see the battery call it much anymore these days.
This one rolls to Brooke Blankenship, looking for 2. Bang, bang! 29th time that South Carolina's defense has turned a double play this season.
This is what it's all about. Your defense, I said it about Gress. Trust it. Blankenship, let's go.
Caitlin Terry is going to get the start today. We saw her start game 1 of the series, and it was her shortest outing of her career.
And this is a great opportunity for Caitlin Terry, right? Like, you're using the juju that you had on Saturday, and you're rolling it into today. And she is a player that plays better on momentum. She has a good arsenal of pitches, has that rise ball she throws majority of the time, has the curveball coming from the left side, can go downstairs, and has the changeup, and it's the energy is going to be what she needs.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for South Carolina, brought to you by Capital One. And you got to watch out for the cleanup hitter, Lexi Winters. Had a 2-run home run in game 1, 3 RBI yesterday. She's had multiple hits over both games of the Super Regional. But Caitlin Terry will start with the leadoff, and that's always been Quincy Lilio, the transfer from Oklahoma. What have you liked most about the South Carolina hitters over the first 2 games?
They make an impact, I think, right away. Their ability to be able to score early on in the game really does give confidence to their pitchers. So I think that, to me, makes a big difference. They're not going up there trying to do too much or have these big swings. They put together really productive back-to-back ABs. They see a lot of pitches.
Quincy Lilio has been such an important addition this season. One of 9 transfers coming into South Carolina when Ashley Chastain-Woodard took over the program this year.
And a small strike zone. Something as a pitcher that can mentally hurt you. It can be tough, but has to be so much trust in your defense. If you have to bring the ball at times a little bit more over the plate, not ideal, but throwing some fire. That last pitch coming in at 69 miles an hour.
Yeah, on Friday, just an inning and 2/3 for Caitlin Terry, the shortest start of her career before she was relieved and put back in right field where she plays when she's not pitching. Lilio slaps it over to Savannah Pola, and she is retired. I think an X factor, though, for Caitlin Terry, and I don't feel like we saw this in that very short outing on Friday, her fire, her energy, like that swagger that she has, I feel like that's important.
That's really kind of the difference maker, and that is the it factor that she has when she's out there in the circle, right? Like, every pitcher's unique with kind of what they bring, but that fiery mentality, that being able to look a hitter in the eye and be like, yo, it ain't happening for you today. Like, that really is, when she has that, you can tell, like, okay, she's rolling. She did not have that game 1.
This is Carly Shelton, the second baseman. 0 for 2 yesterday, but Friday, 2 for 4. And Caitlin Terry, somebody that had to carry a big load last year. and did so well. Her and Taylor Tinsley helped Kelly I's UCLA Bruins get to the Women's College World Series for the 32nd time in program history. And there was one point where she threw in the season 40 straight innings because Taylor Tinsley needed to rest to get ready for the postseason.
And that's a difference maker too, right? Not only do you see kind of what you're made of, but you're able to have your teammates back, Taylor Tinsley, but you learn a lot. Hey, when there's no one else in the pen to be able to get me, I have to grind through this game. I have to figure it out. And as a freshman, getting that experience is invaluable, right? Like those are the moments at times that not a lot of incoming freshmen do get with the transfer portal and the additions of those things, right? You're getting a lot of athletes that transfer in and get innings right away, but freshmen maybe aren't getting that type of experience right out of the gate. So when you could find a program where you just fit in, the ball is in your hand, the confidence is with you, that's money.
Yeah, how many freshmen can say they started 3 games at the Women's College World Series? I mean, wow.
And I vividly remember, like, I was there, but that Oklahoma-UCLA game and how tight that game was. We all know Oklahoma won last year, but that was a 1-0 game.
KT rung her up.
It's a backwards K for KT. Just owning the inner half to the lefties. A little bit of upspin on the corner. It comes down to location.
And she'll quickly start ahead of Ariana Rhodey, one of the top hitters in the South Carolina lineup. Leader in RBI and home runs. In fact, it's a single-season record for South Carolina in home runs and single-season walks record with 49 on the year. One of the Charlotte transfers, one of 6 Charlotte transfers to come over with Ashley Chastain Woodard. You take over the program, and Chastain Woodard had 6 returning players, 9 transfers coming in, added 6 freshmen. And talking to Sam Gress, their pitcher, she told us that first team meeting wasn't sure how this season was going to go. But then they started 20-0. And that's when they really built belief in what they could do.
When just the constant chatter and conversations week to week from the coaching staff and being just that belief in this team. And yeah, were they expected to finish last in the SEC? They sure were, but woulda, shoulda, coulda. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It only matters what your inner circle group and that belief you have in each other.
Ended up finishing 7th in the SEC. 6 series wins against top 20 opponents. They set a single season record for home wins with 35. Includes Friday's win. 2-2 to Rhodey. She went. We're seeing some fire from Caitlin Terry. Back-to-back strikeouts. Four to 1 entering the bottom of the 7th inning. They were the visitor yesterday, and UCLA was able to walk it off thanks to Jordan Woolry's 2-run home run. And we got to speak with Ashley Chastain Woodard before this game, and she said, actually, we called another team meeting last night. At 9 p.m., we gathered the team together because obviously that feeling is something that's really tough, and we needed to talk about it again.
And it's something that they felt like they had experienced in the SEC play against Auburn. It was opening game, Friday night game against Auburn, going into the bottom of the 7th. They're up 5. They have a 90-minute rain delay, and they come back and they lose. And she said that is kind of similar to how it felt when we lost yesterday. So I think being able to pull from experience, because when you don't know what that feels like, maybe they're left with those lingering feelings heading into today's game. And at this point, man, someone's walking away going to OKC and someone's not. And if we're not over what's happened, it's not going to work.
Kanaya Bragg, the freshman shortstop. Lelio scoops it on the run back. And she said, walking around the clubhouse today, really positive energy from her South Carolina team. And hopes that they're able to pull from that experience and do it differently today when, I mean, this means everything. This is the only thing that matters.
Yep.
An entire season down to this one game, and one of these teams will move on to Oklahoma City. Here's Sophia Mujica, swings at the first pitch from Sam Gress.
And I think that's, to me, what makes sports so fun. I mean, we have 4 super regional games today in a game 3, which goes to show the parity in our sport. But you're going to see what teams are made of with the head-to-head matchups, winner take all. Knowing that you've seen each other so much already in the 2 games, it's how you show up in a different way, right? Like UCLA knows the pitchers they're going to face and vice versa. And I think the way that you're able to have a fake it till you make it mentality a little bit, like, all right, let's go. And you can tell the difference with Caitlin Terry and UCLA. And it comes down to Sam Gress being able to hit good spots, trust that defense.
And Kelly Inouye-Perez talked about after yesterday's crazy dramatic walk-off win, she said, it's something that we've talked about. You just need one pitch. We don't talk about we're down to our final 3 outs of the season. We need one pitch to make something happen. And literally, that's what Jordan Woolry did on the first pitch of her at bat, took it yard.
And a lot of things had to go right in order for that opportunity to even happen, right? Taylor Stevens with the leadoff pinch hit base on balls, that's huge. And then to be able to kind of get Savannah Pola an opportunity with a base hit, and then you get the opportunity to bring up Jordan Woolry with 2 outs, like 0 for 6 or not, it's Jordan Woolry, and what she's done is a big deal.
First strikeout today for Sam Gress.
And this is what makes Sam Gress so dirty, right? It's even when you know as a right-handed hitter that she owns the inner half with the screwball and can climb the ladder with that rise ball, she's still tough to hit. And if UCLA knows a screwballer, Megan Langenfeld used to do that all the time. Screwball, all right, I know it. I still get jammed. Screwball, all right, I still strike out. Like sometimes even when you know what's coming, a pitcher, if they trust their stuff enough, you can still beat a hitter.
There's Caitlin Terry, the pitcher today. Hits in the 9 spot, first season that she has hit for UCLA. And her AB critical in that 7th inning.
And they talked about the way that the defense was shifted. Lilio had commented on it. But listen, you could do a defensive, movement out there. Lilio was pinched a little bit more left, and that kind of cleared. The ball went right up the middle and went straight to the fence. It was a triple, which should have just been a single. But what it comes down to is being able to execute a pitch in the location. And Jory Hurd had missed over the heart of the plate. And you see Lilio where she is in center field. She's moved over, which just kind of left the clear path right to the fence in a doubles ballpark.
And this a really nice AB for Caitlin Terry. The RBI triple in the 7th.
When I think about Caitlin Terry, I think about just the clutch factor of game 1 against UCSB and the 3-run shot that she had when they were down. And that big at-bat in the regional, and then you think of yesterday and that triple and how that really fired up the dugout. Like, she's had some key at-bats in the postseason.
Yeah, in the regional, that was her 2nd home run. Yesterday, that was her 1st triple.
Yeah, like good times.
Yeah. Way to save that for when it really counts.
And I think when you look at that, you look at who she is as a whole, and she's a gamer, right? When the moment is big and at times you're needed to be able to step up, you've seen Caitlin Terry be able to do that and produce from the 9-hole.
This will be the 8th pitch to Terry from Gress. We're going to see a 9th. One through 9 already better ABs today for UCLA.
Way better. Could not agree more. Comes down to pitches. I mean, going on the 40th pitch in the 2nd inning here for Sam Gress, making her work.
Vincent sprinting into foul territory. 3 up, 3 down for South Carolina's defense. And so UCLA still holding on to the lead, but just 1 run. The difference right now, Jordan Woolry had an RBI single in the 1st inning in this winner to the Women's College World Series Game 3 here in Columbia. Yeah, UCLA gets me every time. It's incredible. An NCAA record. They're trying to make it their 33rd Women's College World Series appearance. South Carolina was 1 out away from punching its ticket yesterday. Still a chance today, of course, looking to get back there for the first time since 1997.
Isn't it like crazy when you think, though, you're like, gosh, one out away, right? Like, and at times the hardest part as an athlete is how quick am I able to wash those types of things. Like, and to me, that really is going to be the difference maker for South Carolina in today's game. Like, are they fully like over that? And I think they are. Just kind of the communication you're seeing, obviously, but Sam Gress and how she's been able to pitch. Listen, they're going to touch her today. They are going to put barrel on ball some way or another. So I think, to me, it's just continuing to keep pedal to the metal, trust in your defense, and going all out, because someone's going to OKC. Who's it going to be?
Yeah, one of the best weekends of the year because we get to send teams to the Women's College World Series. Jordan Woolry, what a season that she has had. And to have that mental fortitude, I think she had seen 5 pitches before she stepped in yesterday in the bottom of the 7th inning and took the first pitch out of the park. Was 0 for 6 on the weekend, but just kept going. And she talked about, Bubba Nichols reminded her before she stepped up to the plate yesterday, just be you. Take the pressure off. Don't worry about anything else. Go up there, be yourself. And she said that was a difference maker for her.
Yeah, to be able to step into the box with a fresh kind of mentality, because I can only imagine probably the pressure that she was putting on herself, knowing that she had been 0 for 6 leading up to that at bat. But if it gives kids anything, it's like, hey, just keep swinging. Good things happen.
Well, congrats to the Tar Heels. For those of you just watching the ACC Championship, now to South Carolina here in Columbia. Courtney Lau alongside 2-time National Player of the Year, Danielle Laurie. And already UCLA has taken an early lead in this Game 3 of the Super Regional. It was an early strike that came out aggressive, and Jordan Woolry with the RBI single. Yeah, that's back-to-back days where she has been key, and I just think Caitlin Terry, the fiery lefty, what she's been able to bring, different type of confidence in the circle than the start that she had in Game 1. Now, the first 4 batters have all reached for UCLA. UCLA's come out a lot more aggressive. We've already seen them go 1 through 9 in their lineup. Offensively, they look like they're having much better at bats today than they did the first 2 games. Last night, it was Jordan Woolry who had all the Bruin magic in her bat as she stepped up in the bottom of the 7th inning. South Carolina was 1 out away from the Women's College World Series, and Jordan Woolry said, not so fast. 2-run home run to walk it off.
And it's pretty incredible just how quickly all of that really realistically happened, right? You feel like you have some good confidence going into the bottom of the 7th with a 3-run lead, and then it was just like bang, bang, everything happened. opportunity came up for Jordan Woolley to step in the box. They made the decision to bring in the 6-year Sam Gress to go and attack her with 2 outs. And she swung first pitch. And man, this stadium was just, you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah, weird because in game 2, of course, the visiting team is actually the home team for game 2. So UCLA, that's why they were able to walk it off on South Carolina's field. But Jordan Woolley was 0 for 6 on the weekend before that swing. Had only seen 5 pitches yesterday before she stepped up and belted the first pitch in the 7th inning. This is Lexi Winters right into Savannah Pola's glove. And I mean, the feeling for UCLA, I can't imagine.
What about for me too? Yeah. I'm up here like I could barely hold it together. I don't think I said anything for a while because this moment, I think you put your mindset into the athlete and what that feels like, rounding the bases, knowing that you took your team to an, if necessary, like the most important game, and just her teammates crying. You saw Taylor Tinsley, who threw her heart out yesterday, hugging Lori with tears just streaming down her face. And that's what it's about. That's what postseason is all about. That's what sports are about, getting to see athletes step up.
And Caitlin Terry stepping up in the circle today. She's ahead 0-2 on Ella Chansey, the third baseman. Caitlin Terry Friday got the start in game 1 and had the shortest start of her career before she was pulled. South Carolina won that game.
Ooh, good pitch.
Wanted that. Throws a pass, Terry's glove. Bragg gets there, but the throw pulls Megan Grant off the bag, and Ella Chansey is able to reach. That'll be a hit for Chansey. Her first of the Super.
And the first on the board today here for the Gamecocks. Chansey just almost kind of just jam job. Kanaya Bragg is able to get it up the middle, but the jam job and the slow roller gives her enough time to get up the line and get the first base hit, not only for her in this Super, but for this team today.
There's Brooke Blankenship, the shortstop, with a runner on. And Ashley Chastain-Woodard told us before this game, you know, that feeling of being so close, 1 out away from the Women's College World Series. They had to call another team meeting last night. She said at about 9 p.m., I called the team together once again, and we talked about that. And I guess, fortunately, they have something to pull on that happened earlier in the season that they can learn from.
Yeah, they dropped to Auburn the bottom of the 7th. They had a 90-minute rain delay. They were up 5, and they ended up losing in the bottom of the 7th. And just the taste that kind of leaves in your mouth, and almost like, wow, how did that happen? And she said, even though obviously we don't love it, we felt that. So we were able to pull from that after yesterday, recognize we needed to come together again as a team and kind of connect and be able to talk. And, you know, I asked her how Sam Gress is, and she said, I had to give her time to like get over it, but when she went to bed, she had to. And I just felt like I could relate. I know the feeling of just the pressure and the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when you can't get it done, how quickly you can turn the page means so much. So hard. But the quicker you're able to do that and know that the sun's still going to get up tomorrow, the ball is probably going to be in my hand, and I'm going to get another opportunity. Good battle by Brooke Blankenship.
South Carolina hasn't been to the Women's College World Series since 1997. For UCLA, if they were able to win this game, it would be their 9th trip in the last 10 tournaments.
Ooh. Just took out her teammate.
Yeah, Abigail Knight better watch out in the on-deck circle.
that's going to be the biggest difference I feel like that you see in a game 3 is just fouling off a lot more pitches, right? This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat here by Brooke Blankenship, and I think then it comes down to pitchers being able to continue to keep pushing on, trying to execute a big pitch. By you.
Strikeout number 3 for Caitlin Terry.
This is just straight heat. I mean, 67 has a little bit of wiggle. God, Brooke Blankenship.
Now, Abigail Knight with Ella Chansey on first via South Carolina's only hit of the day so far. Knight 0 for 3 yesterday, but had a 2 RBI double on Friday in game 1. She is one of the 6 transfers that came from Charlotte with Ashley Chastain-Woodard when she took the job. Pops straight up. Jordan Woolry wants it and has it, and South Carolina leaves its first runner stranded. Bruins up 1-0, winner to OKC.
The NCAA Softball Super Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
What a moment yesterday for Jordan Woolry, who was 0 for 6 on the weekend before the 2-run walk-off home run. And now she's got UCLA on the board first here in game 3, 1-0 over South Carolina. Courtney Lyle and Danielle Laurie with you. And that's kind of fitting, right? Because the Bruin Bombers have been a big story this year. Jordan Woolry and Megan Grant and their production together.
Well, and she was 0 for 6 before she was able to step up and swung first pitch, and let's go. They were getting a game 3. Think about the adrenaline in a moment like that. But to be able to go up with just a clean slate mentality, I think that's at times what separates the good from the great, when you don't let kind of maybe the struggle wear you down. You're present with every single at-bat, and probably the biggest at-bat of her life.
Top of the order for the 2nd time, Jessica Clements facing Sam Gress. And Clements was the heavy hitter in the regional, had the best average. That was it's her very first NCAA tournament to play in. Spent 4 seasons at Cal Poly, decided to stay there, get her degree before entering the transfer portal. And now getting to experience the postseason with UCLA.
What's that missing?
Well, this zone has been smaller today.
I mean, I'll just say one thing, and I won't say it again. A pitcher shouldn't just be able to hit one spot and one spot only. That's with how good hitting is. It's not fair.
How do you adapt to that if you're in the circle?
Or even how do you adapt as the analyst up here in the booth? I'm trying to figure that out. It's challenging. Right? You got to just make sure you communicate with your catcher behind the plate. Try to get them to work.
Limits up the middle. Leo running backwards. Has done that a couple of times. Makes the grab. Well, when scoring first this season, that's pretty good. 43-1. 10-10 when the opponent scores for us. South Carolina scored first in the first 2 games of the series. There's a lot of firsts in there.
Yeah.
And here's Savannah Pola, who her numbers are up this year. First pitch. Maybe that's why she's aggressive. It bounced off the wall. Going to second and will stay there. A little double action for Savannah Pola. She told us Bubba Nichols has really helped her this year.
Well, she has been absolutely incredible. Prior to this game, I mean, she's 7 hits in her last 5 games. She just hits so many spots so well. You can go up and in. She can go with pitches. She can spray both sides of the field. She has a lot of speed. She has the short game. She has the power. And that's fierce in the 2 spot.
By the way, Savannah Pola, that's her 2nd hit today. UCLA is 30-2 when she has multiple hits.
Wow.
He's been taking a lot of advice from Bubba Nichols, who's the Olympic silver medalist, who's a great player at UCLA. Jordan Woolry fouls that one off, and there's Bubba in the dugout. Kelly Inouye Perez told us that it was so important for Bubba's voice to be in the dugout to talk to these hitters. She is such a good people person.
Yeah, and very calm. I think demeanor, works heavily with the left-handed hitters in the lineup. The communication is key. Not everyone receives information the same way. So when you're able to really get through to these athletes, some take stuff very differently. When you learn what works, you stick with that. And obviously she's able to relate, pretty fresh out of college, right? You think about when she wore that uniform, excuse me, and
(0-2) to Jordan Woolry.
it's a good spot. Game 3, seeing these hitters for the 7th, 8th, 9th time. That's a pitch that crosses the plate.
And you see Lexi Winters talking to everybody. She is such a leader, the catcher for South Carolina.
And going back to when you were asking me things that were to help if you're in that situation as a pitcher, that communication with the catcher, like as a pitcher, I'd be like, keep working behind the plate, trying to get me that pitch, communicate with the umpire. Even if you're just turning to talk to him, it would give me the confidence in the circle, like, hey, she's still trying to work that pitch. She's going to get that pitch for me.
Sam Gress told us that Lexi Winters is such a calming force for her behind the dish. Just gives her so much confidence. Over the netting. Nobody caught it. Bummer. It bounced.
You would have caught it. You got to give it back now. Womp womp.
Well, the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action begins Thursday, May 29th at noon Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. 4 Game 3s today. That means half of the super regional sites were forced to go to a third game. Well, the first team to punch their ticket to Oklahoma City was Texas Tech and Nyjah Kennedy.
Yeah, that was the Thursday, Friday super regional that kicked off. I mean, Texas Tech, they have been kind of a force to be reckoned with the last couple of weeks since that Big 12 tournament. Nyjah has been electric in the circle, has helped offensively. That team's been able to score runs. At times that has been the question mark throughout the season. Oregon finally getting back to Oklahoma City. It's exciting.
Grind had a nice outing last night.
She did. It's the first time in a while where she had a complete game. I mean, she's a top 10 finalist, was for National Player of the Year, right? And I think at times in the postseason, you're seeing the aces get beat up a little bit. There's a lot more that goes into the prep for the postseason. You know how badly you want to get to Oklahoma City. You're doing your homework more than most. And for her to have that complete game against Liberty was good to have in her back pocket.
So after the visit out to the circle, it's Megan Grant. Good to have a little chat about how you want to handle her.
Yeah, I'm going first base with her. I'm going to probably put her on. got first base open. You look at who she is, what she's able to do. If you ask if I want to attack Megan Grant or Riley Slimp, I mean, I'm going Slimp all day. Not to say that the freshman has not been huge, but you pick your poison with this one.
Would you like to see the international rules where you can just say, hey, we're going to intentionally walk them and not have to throw the 4 pitches, or do you want to see them have to throw the 4?
I think sometimes pitchers have a tough time doing it.
Ooh, okay.
So internationally, it was easy, but I do think there are times when pitchers get rattled and they can't hit a good spot or they miss with a ball over the plate. I don't mind it. I like that question, though.
Yeah, you're welcome. I wondered what you would say.
Yeah.
With your pitcher brain.
Oh, yeah. And now if you're Riley Slimp, I mean, you take it personal, right? Like, all right, you don't feel like I can get the job done.
I mean, and this is a player, true freshman, all Big Ten freshman team, somebody that this program and her teammates mean so much to her. There was one point during the season when Kelly I took her out of the game because she didn't run out of play. And I mean, she was devastated that she let her team down and made sure that the little things didn't slip through the cracks, because right now in the postseason, that's when it matters.
Mm-hmm. She hasn't done it since,
Nope.
I'll tell you that much.
Like the number 8 overall recruit. This was the top-ranked recruiting class by several outlets. Slimp towards left. Catch made by Vincent in foul territory. And UCLA leads a couple on. Sir Bigspur in attendance today for Game 3. The Women's College World Series, the winner of this game is moving on. UCLA has more titles than anyone, 12 NCAA titles.
Tennessee just punched their ticket, add them to the list. I know you're
Tack on the Lady Vols.
I know you're
it's my
excited
alma mater.
about that.
Kellyanne Perez, the only person to win as a player and a head coach. She's won 2 as a head coach, the last for UCLA coming in 2019. And just talking to her about this season and the approach, one of the things that was important for her to make sure this team was ready for the postseason was to have a true pitching staff. So she was very intentional about making sure that all 3 of her main arms had over 100 innings pitched on the season. And how big of a difference has that been over the last 2 weekends in the postseason?
I think that it really has been huge. I mean, we didn't get to see Addison Fisher last weekend in the regional because she was down and was sick. But you saw Caitlin Terry and Taylor Tinsley really carry the load. But I just think entering the Big Ten for the first year too, and the travel and how hard it is at times on the body, to be able to have 3 arms with that type of experience is big.
This is Emma Sellers. It rolls to Megan Grant. Pola comes over to retire her. Yeah, it's been Caitlin Terry, Taylor Tinsley, and Addison Fisher, who was the Gatorade National Player of the Year last year, the #1 overall recruit. These 3 have shared the load.
And they're all uniquely different. I think that's at times what makes them dangerous, when you have someone that comes from the left side that is fiery like Caitlin Terry, and then you have Taylor Tinsley, who has that kind of devastating changeup, who has been in the bullpen all game waiting in case, you know, her name needs to be called. And then Addison Fisher, the freshman, and the drop ball that she has with the break on that pitch.
Hard shot by Emily Vincent in the 9 spot to reach for the 2nd time on the weekend.
Can we just talk about Emily Vincent? For that AB, 2 for 4 in this super regional. Let's go. Turn the lineup over. Goes with this pitch on the outside part of the plate. Good barrel to ball right through the 3-4 hole. Hits this hard, passes it to Lilio up top.
And just the 2nd hit of the game for South Carolina. Lilio fouls off the first pitch. What's the biggest difference in Caitlin Terry, going back to UCLA's pitchers, that you've seen today compared to her start on Friday?
I feel like she's definitely has been able to kind of speed-wise be consistent. I think she's been able to get balls in the zone. The umpire has not rattled her.
That one bounces foul. Did it bounce over her head? Little Savannah banana shot or something?
But you could just tell there is a difference with how Caitlin Terry is throwing. Oh, almost hit her in the helmet. Yeah. Looky here. And sometimes for pitchers, honestly, Courtney, it's just being able to be behind what you're throwing and throwing it with confidence.
Pola charges up on it to retire Lilio, but it does move Vincent into scoring position. First time today that South Carolina has had a runner in scoring position. Now, the tying run at second, Carly Shelton is the go-ahead run at the plate. Carly Shelton grew up in an extremely athletic family. Both of her parents were pitchers at Charlotte. She actually wears the same number as her mom. And Ashley Chastain Woodard wore 33 at South Carolina, her head coach.
Yeah, has good memories going to the ballpark when she was little, and mom throwing BP, dad hitting the balls. I mean,
they pass out a belt to the best member, the best athlete in the family every year. They've got a few to choose from.
Yeah.
And that strikeout for Caitlin Terry will be number 4, and South Carolina leaves the tying run at second. Yesterday, South Carolina was 1 out away from the Women's College World Series and couldn't get it done. And Ashley Chastain Woodard, I mean, talked about that feeling after the game.
Obviously, it hurts, like really disappointed that we couldn't get the job done there at the end. I know these guys are really disappointed. We've got to find some way to move on from it. We've got to flush it and come back ready to play tomorrow. Obviously, UCLA figured out a way to beat us at the end. I think we made a few mistakes that really cost us throughout the game. But, you know, we talked before the game of just no lead is ever enough.
And seeing the players, hearing from her last night compared to when we talked to her before this game, she felt like there was a positive energy that was in the clubhouse this morning. They were ready to come back out and rebound after heartbreak for the Gamecocks yesterday. That's hard to do when, I mean, UCLA just grabbed all the momentum in the series.
I mean, you think about momentum, you get in game 2, but both these teams are coming in, have seen kind of the same things. I've seen your pitchers, you've seen my pitchers. You know, we've made good defensive plays. We haven't. We've been able to step up at times. And so it's a clean slate in game 3. No one cares about what happened in game 1 or game 2, right? That's the mentality you have to have as the athlete. Like, the only thing that matters right now is what we do right now. So the quicker you can turn the page on the feelings you might have felt yesterday on both sides, it does help to have a little bit of momentum that UCLA for sure had. But South Carolina, yo, you're at home. You got a packed house. You sold out in 8 minutes. Like, this crowd is behind you. You just got to get some good energy rolling.
Alexis Ramirez, they call her lefty. Left-handed catcher, right-handed batter. She leads off this inning for UCLA. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. The difference in the ball game right now, an RBI single from Jordan Woolry in the first inning. The first time all series that UCLA has struck first.
And you could just tell, even when we talked to Sam Gress before this series even kicked off, like, her as a captain and what she stands for, and just you can tell that the ladies kind of gravitate towards her It's unique to see those 6-year players.
Oh, hopping up in the air, Alachansi. Well, it's a Memorial Day tradition. The NCAA Division I Men's Lacrosse National Championship game on ESPN. Number 1 Cornell takes on the number 2 seed Maryland for the title. Coverage begins Monday at 1 Eastern from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And Kanaya Bragg, the shortstop. You mentioned Sam Gress being a captain. I thought their election of captains was really interesting. The players nominate their teammates, and then they go through an interview process once you're nominated with the coaches. And Sam Gress told us it was a little nerve-wracking, but kind of like a job interview.
Yeah, just different ways you handle conflict, how you would deal with it, how you'd have those tough conversations. Teams need that sense of leadership. It doesn't always come from the coaches, right? What's the standard at which your team wants to perform at, and how are you able to stay at that standard? You need those captains. Good pitch. I feel it.
And the fans frustrated with the zone today.
That's a strike. Do you not remember in the game yesterday when I said when we haven't heard the crowd do anything, you haven't noticed the umpire? That's when you know they're doing a good job.
Vincent's been tested today in left field, and she's passing. That retires Kanaya Bragg.
And I know it sounds like I'm heavy on the umpires, but I will say this year the zone has seemed to shrink a little bit, and it's more of a hitter's game than it ever has been. And especially when you think in a game 3, right? When these hitters have seen these pitchers, you should be able to get half a ball off the plate when the ball crosses the middle with a changeup. Like, those are things that pitchers need.
Two down with Sofia Mujica up at the plate, the DP. She'll also catch sometimes for UCLA. True freshman out of San Diego. Sometimes she hits dingers.
Coach Kelly Inouye Perez said she does not get cheated. She takes her hacks, and sometimes obviously she makes contact, but when you see her take like those mommy hacks sometimes and swing and miss, you feel the swing and miss. She does not get cheated.
This one will be short. Lelio underneath it. 3 up, 3 down. When we come back, we'll talk to South Carolina head coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard. With the program have taken a team to the Women's College World Series. Caitlin Lowe did it in 2022 when she led Arizona as the head coach for the first time, and Beth Torina in 2012 took LSU. Ariana Rhodey leading off for South Carolina. Can they make those adjustments that Chastain-Woodard talked to us about against Caitlin Terry, who has struck out 4 today?
And that's what makes Caitlin Terry sometimes very tough to hit, right? She has that rise ball, that curve ball has a little bit of rise-ish spin as well. And she's been able to kind of pull the string on that changeup a little bit more than I feel like I've seen her do all season. Listen, at this point in the season, like I said, starting this game, we got to throw all pitches in the arsenal. Got to be committed to doing that. You've seen her change speeds and be really effective this first time through.
Ariana Rhodey maybe didn't always think that she would be playing college softball. Was a 3-time state champion when it came to ice hockey, but has found her home on the softball field. and was at Charlotte with Ashley Chastain Woodard. 5 days after Ashley was hired, she was like, I'm coming. I'm coming with you. We're going. There she is playing hockey. It runs in her family. Her whole family played. This will be Pola's to take care of, and she does. Let's get to Matt Schick in the studio. I appreciate a little update on my alma mater there. Thank you, guys. Tennessee back in the Women's College World Series. I mean, honestly, whoever came out of that Knoxville Super Regional, it was going to be a win because Nebraska's an amazing story. To watch Jordy Ball play is a privilege, but then also looking at Tennessee and Carlin Pickens throwing who knows how many miles per hour now.
Well, in Game 3, to be able to strike out 10 and only need one run just goes to show how locked in and how dominant Pickens was throughout that whole game, because you're facing an offense for the third day in a row. She made an appearance in every game.
Lexi Winters. Oh, Savvy Pola. So solid. And had to take over that position at second base when they had some injuries in the infield. They slid people around March 1st.
And it's her first step. Just that initial turn and go. So quick.
Ella Chansey. This one will be Liesl Osteen. 3 up, 3 down. After 4 innings, UCLA leads by a run. A pitching comparison here for Caitlin Terry and Sam Gress, who both got the starts today.
Yeah, Caitlin Terry doing a pretty good job. Sam Gress, she's grinding. Listen, she threw a good chunk yesterday. We saw her throw in Game 1. Caitlin Terry, only 1.2 innings pitched. She was seen, but she definitely wasn't throwing the way she is now. So that really has been the difference for her. And Sam Gress has just been consistent, and that's all that you can ask for. At the end of the day, hitting good spots, trying to limit the free passes.
And Caitlin Terry will lead off, so a little pitcher versus pitcher action. You love to see it. I mean, and Terry made Gress work in her first at bat back in the second inning.
Well, and when you have the shift, so when you have Lilio in center field, who is shaded more towards left center, that means you need to own the outside part of the plate. You can't miss over White or on the inner half because she can pull a pitch to the wall.
Gress ahead, 0-2. Caitlin Terry, softball family. Her mom, Christy, played softball at Florida State, was the 1995 ACC Freshman of the Year, was a catcher. Her sister, Kendall, played softball at Glendale Community College.
And she's scrappy in the 9 spot. Yeah, she's got some power, but can go to that soft slap, can move around in the box a little bit, turn that lineup over.
Second strikeout today. Well, Game 4 of the NBA Western Conference Finals. Thunder and the Timberwolves tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. ESPN2 will have the Inside Cast. Countdown crew tips off our coverage at 7:30. top of the order for the third time, and Jessica Clements started this game with a single. Giving her a hit in 9 of her last 11 games. Sam Gress and her defense have retired the last 5 batters since they intentionally walked Megan Grant in the third. Which we learned Danielle believes you should have to throw the pitches.
I know people feel differently about it, but I do know sometimes it's almost kind of like the yips for the pitcher. Like if I'm not actually throwing the pitch and you want me to throw it at 60%, maybe it rattles me a little bit. I'm not able to locate, and then the runner can advance. There's a lot that can happen with it.
Takes the change deep. Bounce it off the base of the wall. Jessica Clements at second. Give her a double. It's her third double of the NCAA tournament.
You gotta love some power up top in the leadoff spot. And this is an off-speed pitch, but it's just elevated. You look at where the pitch is, right? It's like up just above the belt. Right in her wheelhouse with the way that her body turns and rotates. It's the bottom of that warning track, and a big-time double here for Clements.
And Ashley Chastain-Woodard out to the circle as they're hitting a tough part of UCLA's lineup. Polo, Woolery, Grant with a runner in scoring position. See Joy Hurd working in the pen. Neely's been in there too.
And I do think some conversation about Savvy Pola, right? She's just been so scrappy in the 2 spot. At times, doesn't even matter what you throw her. She's just able to barrel pitches up. And I think about her at bat in the 7th inning yesterday and how important that was with 2 outs. For her to be able to do that and be on time with something was key. So it's being able to go and kind of communicate what that game plan is. I don't pull Sam Gress right now. I definitely give her a go. But I think it's just being smart about pitches that we're throwing to Savannah Pola and being aware with Jordan Woolery and what the plan of attack is.
I mean, Pola has a single and a double today. The 33rd time this season she's had multiple hits in a game, which is wild. Pola's hitting .474 with runners in scoring position.
Good spot.
And look at 1 through 3 in the lineup for UCLA. 5-7, no strikeouts. Woolery on deck. Pola pops it to center. Clements going to third. She's got it, it gets away. Obstruction is called as she runs over the defender. The umpire at third threw out his hand. And I think Chansey was standing in the base path in between third and home, obstructing Clements' opportunity to run home. They're going to put her back.
But when I think about this situation with Sam Gress backing up, so even if Clements didn't see the runner there with the backup of Sam Gress. Like, she's going to be sure out at home. I know kind of the interference play when someone is in the way, it just gets behind, but then Sam Gress goes through her legs, but she's able to go back and get it. And even though there was a little bit of interference here, I do think Gress would have been able to get to the ball to just kind of do a little bit of like a side shuffle to the catcher to get her out.
So are they calling interference on the runner? It was after the collision between Chansey and Clements.
Well, when Clements tries to go here, she makes contact, kind of looks like she grabs her, right? Like, you can kind of scoot to your left. I know that they teach for base running, like, go, if there's a runner or a defender in front of you, go and kind of make contact. But I don't know if it's whether it's a little bit of kind of she locks arms with her to try to kind of pull her in that direction.
Mike Burwell, the home plate umpire, is talking to Ashley Chastain-Woodard. They put Clements back on third. The ball was over towards the dugout, and that's when Sam Gress was running to try to corral it when the collision happened between Clements and Chansey.
Well, as soon as Clements saw the ball get by Chansey through her legs, she wasn't interfering with third base at all as she was trying to slide in, but when it went through her legs, then it continued to go past Sam Gress, and I think Clements had assumed, hey, I'm going to try to go home, and when the runner is there and I make contact with the third baseman, like, I should be given home plate. But at times with Sam Gress in the backup and her to be able to get it, like, I do think she would have been sure out at home with her to be able to toss it to the catcher who was standing right there.
Mike, our umpiring crew does have a microphone they can tell us, and here we go.
The ruling on the field is there's obstruction between third and home. The runner is placed at third base as a ruling on the field. UCLA is challenging that ruling. The play is under further review.
Well, if there is obstruction, wouldn't that be against the defensive team? And so why would she be placed back at third?
Well, I do think that there's something to be said about when it gets by, like, if someone's going to just be dead out at home, like with Sam Gress being able to kind of get to that ball, I know that they say that the runner should just be kind of given home plate, but let's take a look. It gets by Chansey through the legs, and then she goes and her arm kind of gets clipped. They make contact. She pulls her. And when Jessica Clements, like, pulls her, I don't like that interaction there, right? Like, if you kind of bump her a little bit and you make your way to home, it's one thing, but the one arm gets caught up, she obstructs, she clearly can try to find a way. They're probably gonna make a little bit of contact, but I don't think you can pull her like that.
So maybe they're saying too that she wouldn't have been able to advance home because they would have corralled the ball in time.
Well, and Sam Gress would have been able to have the ball, and she would have been able to get it home to Winters, who was standing there ready to go. The backup of Sam Gress, it did get by Sam, but the ball direction actually took her towards home plate, which the little toss over to Winters behind the plate would have been able to get her.
So maybe the umpire not believing that she would have made it home allows them to make that decision to put her back at third. Here comes the call. Remember, Pittsburgh is reviewing everything. They make the decision.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. There is obstruction. The runner is placed at third base correctly. UCLA's first challenge of the game.
Well, the obstruction, obviously, there's a connection, but I do think, like, if there's a clear, sure thing that Jessica Clements would be able to get home, then they would have issued her home. But based on the ball being able to get by Chansey, Sam Gress was there to back it up. It did get by her, but the direction Sam Gress was going was towards home with the ball. Clements would have been out, no doubt. So I think that it comes down to the discretion of the umpires in that moment to see, okay, hey, she's going to be out no matter what. Your job as a runner is to try to make contact with them to kind of give yourself the best chance to go home. But I do think she would have been out.
And I did notice she just went in the dugout. There was a rip on her pants. I think she might have been bleeding too on the back of that. So they're taking a look at that now. But And we're going to have a pitching change for South Carolina after all of that. So Jory Hurd is coming into the circle for South Carolina. Sam Gress is lifted for now. Of course, she can re-enter. We'll introduce you to Jory Hurd when we come back. So new pitcher in the circle, but we want to go back and once again go over what just happened on this play.
Well, Lelio makes the throw over to third. It gets by Chansey, but it's obstruction on the defense. Chansey isn't involved in the play once it gets by her, so Clements tries to go home. But the thing is that makes it where she has to go back to third is that Sam Gress was in the position to be able to cover third, so she was going to be able to get to that ball to be able to toss the ball home. And that's why she stays at third base. If Sam Gress did not cover home and it got by Chansey, Clements would have been awarded home. It's at the discretion of the umpires if the runner would be safe or out at the base, and she would have been dead out if Gress got to make that toss over.
So with all that, Clements has also been patched up, and she is back on third base, and a new pitcher is in the circle, Jory Hurd, and this will be the third day in a row, of course, that UCLA has seen Jory. She got the start in game 1 on Friday.
And she's been great coming into ball games. She throws hard, definitely a little bit of a different look than Sam Gress. She has that good curveball away from the righties.
Jordan Woolery, slow roller. Shelton has to dive on it. Clements comes home. Two 2-0 UCLA, and it's all because of Jordan Woolery's bat today.
When you think about the last 4 runs that have gone up on the board for UCLA, that 2-run shot last night and the 2 today have come off her bat. And there's a shift in the defense. You see Carly Shelton is shaded really far towards second base. That just opens up something on the right side of the infield.
And now Megan Grant. They intentionally walked her the last time up. That was when Sam Gress was in the circle. She also walked in the first inning.
Definitely a difference in velocity. You'll see the velo right kind of behind home plate. It's not on the bug, but that last pitch coming in at 69 miles an hour. Sam Gress averaged 64 to 66 miles an hour. So at times a little bit more heat coming from the arm of Jory Hurd.
And Jory Hurd, somebody that they used all in relief last weekend, but she's been working on the mental side of starting a game, and that's why we saw her start on Friday, because she had made such big strides, and she started out really well, and now coming in relief here today.
It is. There's a vast difference in kind of starting a softball game as a pitcher and then being able to come into one, right? There's a lot of pressure coming in the 5th inning here. There's action on the base pass. We had the obstruction call. There's a lot of different things going on. Have to be able to deal with the emotions of what a moment like this is.
Pop up behind the net. That was a better catch.
He still took the ball away, though.
Bummer. Hopper just off the tip of Hurd's glove. They don't call runner interference with that. Rory slides into third.
When it gets by, it just kind of touches the glove of Jory Hurd, and then you saw Carly Shelton go in for this ball, and then when you're seeing Jordan Woolry she gets out of the way, but gosh, it's hard sometimes as a defender when you're going and the runner is right in front of you. There's a lot that can go on. It didn't look like they touched at all.
Contact would have made it runner interference.
As a base runner, when you are running the bases, your job, you got to make sure that you get out of the way of them trying to field that ball. You cannot make contact. See, Jordan Woolry gets around Carly Shelton.
And so now it's been back-to-back singles here for the Bruin Bombers. Jordan Woolry on third and Megan Grant now on first for Riley Slimp. There's going to be a runner coming at first base, and it's Lauren Hatch. She'll take Megan Grant's spot.
Once that ball is tipped from Jory Hurd off her mitt, like there cannot be an interference as well, which is interesting when you think about that kind of obstruction interference rule that comes into play.
It was just the tip of her glove, just enough.
But if it doesn't touch Jory Hurd and it's a ball that just kind of goes over her head and there's any type of contact between Woolry and Carly Shelton at second, I mean, obviously then something like that were to come into play.
Slimp looking for her first hit today with runners on the corners and 2 down. Hot shot, Ella Chansey. And a weird inning comes to an end. Let's talk to UCLA head coach Kelly Inouye Perez when we come back to Columbia. And UCLA has got that 2-0 lead. Kelly Inouye Perez knows what it's like to play in the Women's College World Series and to coach in the Women's College World Series. If they can win today, it'll be the 11th time as a head coach she has taken the Bruins to OKC. Bottom of the 5th inning. We start with Brooke Blankenship, the shortstop. As Caitlin Terry has struck out 4 today. It was a 1-2-3 inning last time out in the 4th.
And you can't help but think for South Carolina trying to get something going here in the 5th inning. Brooke Blankenship has been able to have really good at-bats throughout this whole Super Regional. I like her down there in the 6th spot. I think she has good competitive at-bats. She starts here a quick 2-0.
For South Carolina today, 11 of their 12 outs have not left the infield. 4 strikeouts, 4 pop-outs, 3 groundouts.
When you look at this offense as a whole, though, over the course of the last couple of days, like they're scrappy, right? Like they find ways to produce and they find ways to kind of have each other's back. That's really what has stood out to me over the course of the last couple of days. And you've seen day 1 and day 2 where they strike first. And it's trying to kind of figure out how to carry that mentality into the 5th and the 6th and the 7th. Because, I mean, it's a 2-0 ball game. It's very close with how good and how tough this offense is and how well they work together. I think they take the pressure off of each other so well because they're so big on just having like good competitive at-bats and passing it to the next person up and ready to go. And a leadoff walk.
Yes, that means the tying run's at the plate right now.
Starts the party.
Abigail Knight as Blankenship takes the free pass. And First time and out, leaving the infield. Second time and out, leaving an infield. Abigail Knight on the first pitch, out to Slim. Comes to the 8 and 9 hitters now. Emma Sellers still has Blankenship at first.
That last pitch coming in at 70 miles an hour from Caitlin Terry. A little extra juice. Good pitch, change.
Everything at stake here this season. UCLA trying to make it a 33rd Women's College World Series appearance. South Carolina hasn't been there since 1997. The winner of this game will go to Oklahoma City. Play starts on Thursday. And we already know the winner of this game will open up with Oregon on Thursday, who beat Liberty in their Super Regional. UCLA won't get 2, but they will get Blankenship at second.
You see Kanaya Bragg, she's pretty close to second with a quick to Savannah Pola, but some good speed up the line. Able to get the lead runner at 2.
Tying run still at the plate for South Carolina. It's Emily Vinson in the 9 spot. Takes the first pitch, just foul. I mean, just foul. Vinson got her second hit of the weekend in the 3rd inning. Sellers good to go at first.
So far, just kind of looking at the day of Supers as a whole. At times it's a hitter's game, but you're seeing some really tight, close ball games, right? You look at the 1-0 win by Tennessee. You're looking at only 2 runs right now by UCLA. Which goes to show good defense, pitching, even with the circumstances of maybe a smaller strike zone, still working and finding ways to be successful, both South Carolina and UCLA.
Vinson towards right. Osteen readjusting, and she's got it. South Carolina leaves 1 on. Still just 2 hits for the Gamecocks today. They trail by 2.
This game is and how tough it is to beat a team 2 times, right? Like 4 super sites getting to play today.
Lefty Ramirez rolls that one. Her first pitch, and she is retired. UCLA has 2 runs on the board, both of them coming thanks to Jordan Woolry's bat, an RBI single in the 1st and the 5th inning. It's been a faster start than UCLA has had all weekend. First time that they've started the game with the lead. South Carolina took an early lead in games 1 and 2. Of course, UCLA walked it off yesterday in the bottom of the 7th inning, a 2-run blast from Jordan Woolry after they started the inning trailing 4-1. It's the 6th time that UCLA has played a game 3 at the Super Regionals. Their first since 2021, and that was when they faced Virginia Tech. Remember that series?
Keely Rochard. That one was intense. Game one, they looked like, oh man, what do we even do with this pitcher? But Coach Kellyanne Perez said that yesterday. She said when, we lost game one, that was a conversation I had with our team. In 2021, this situation is what we had to deal with. Virginia Tech came to us. They shocked us game one. You had Megan Framo and Rachel Garcia. And Rachel Garcia was a little bit hurt, so there was more riding on Framo to have to get it done, and they found a way to adjust. Both teams can pull from experience that they felt heading into a game three with their backs up against the wall.
This one hops back to Hurd, and she'll underhand toss it over to Rhodey at first. Well, if UCLA were to win this game, they would advance to the World Series for the 4th time when they drop game one of the Super Regional.
I'm looking at South Carolina right now. I mean, they could have a quick 1-2-3 inning. I mean, taking that buzz into your ABs, try to get some good energy.
Now the Gamecocks back to being the home team today. They were not the home team yesterday. That's why UCLA was able to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th. Gamecocks haven't been to the World Series since 1997. They were 1 out away yesterday and couldn't finish the job. Sam Gress in the dugout got the start, trying to advocate for her fellow pitcher, Jory Hurd. And Mojica will take her base. Riley Pinedo will run at first base for UCLA. And then Taylor Stevens looks like she'll be pinch hitting here. How big was Taylor Stevens yesterday? In that bottom of the 7th inning, she pinch hits to start the inning and draws the walk.
I was facing Jory Hurd in that last inning, and to be able to be the pinch hitter to come up and kind of get that free pass is important. And I think it's important for Coach Chastain Woodard to go out and remind Jory Hurd of that. Hey, attack mentality, 2 outs behind you, go after her.
Taylor Stevens, someone who's battled injury, worked her way back in. We saw her last weekend at regionals get the start in the DP spot in their first game. Stevens in the tournament this last 2 weeks, 1 for 4, but 2 runs scored, 2 walks, also hit by a pitch. Lifts it to right and is retired. South Carolina will play catch up with the Bats when we come back.
From game 1 to game 2, obviously using a little bit of that fire in her belly from yesterday's big win to force the game 3. And there's something cool about being a pitcher in the moment, knowing your backs are up against the wall and you are getting the ball. Gotta love that.
And South Carolina running out of time. Top of the order. It's go time right now for the Gamecocks. Quincy Lilio has yet to reach today. She's got 4 hits in the tournament, 3 on the weekend, but none today.
And it kind of feels like now is the time. Like you said, with Lilio not reaching, hate to say it, but uncharacteristic of her with what she has been able to do. And she's such a spark plug for them in that leadoff spot. She's a competitor. She's intimidating. This quiet confidence that she really is able to bring. She sets the tone, and it's now or never.
Oh, and I think that hit her, and I think it hit the umpire. And maybe the catcher, too. Everyone.
Looks like it kind of gets the back elbow, hits all three. I always wonder when umpires put their hands on their knees. It's kind of scary to think of the ricochet and the foul ball. Wondering if they're going to go look. They haven't used all their challenges, but gets the back arm of Lilio. Hope his hand's okay.
You know, it's a courtesy. The catcher will walk out if the umpire gets hit. What happens if they both get hit? Do they just walk around in a circle, not talk to each other?
Just give them both a second.
Well, with that hit by a pitch, that means that the tying run once again is at the plate. Carly Shelton. But the 1 through 4 hitters for South Carolina today, 0 for 8. And Shelton has struck out twice.
Good pitch. And these are kind of the at-bats where you got to dig a little deeper, right? Doesn't matter what you've done. Knowing the importance that you only have 6 outs left to try to get back in this game. I've loved watching Carly Shelton hit. I really have. I just hearing about her off-season work and focusing on the holes at times in her swing and working on the changeup, and knew that piece was going to be big.
I'll say she did not go. Well, also the fact that she told us before the series when we talked to her, she had no approach before when she stepped up to the plate, and now she has a plan. She's a young player. Quincy Lilio actually has helped her a lot with that. Full count.
And that's when you're fortunate enough to get someone from the transfer portal that can make that big of a difference, right? You think about Lilio and national championships won at Oklahoma and the experiences that she was able to get, and obviously the offensive piece to pass that on and be able to help players like Shelton.
This will be the 8th pitch to Carly Shelton. She represents the tying run at the plate. Shelton, it's high. At the warning track, it'll allow, no, Lilio's gonna go back. As Osteen rocketed that ball in, Lilio got about halfway and decided better.
That's a good at-bat by Carly Shelton. It is. She hit that hard. Just under it. I kind of feel like these next 2 hitters with Rhodey and Winters, just Coach Kelly Inouye Perez coming out, communicate with Mujica behind the plate.
And you saw Katie Browder.
Ramirez, excuse me, sorry.
And you saw Kelly Browder, who handles the hitting duties for South Carolina, talking to Ariana Rhodey, who's 0 for 2, but she's their home run and their RBI leader. track. Testing Osteen in back-to-back ABs.
Dang. And she just kind of has that like elevate and celebrate, thinks maybe, I thought, had some good height under it. With a couple big back-to-back hits to right field, they are going to make the pitching change.
If that had gone deep, it would have tied the ball game. But again, a pitcher's park. Fewest home runs hit in this park in the SEC, under one a game. And a pitching change. Caitlin Terry with a solid start today in this game 3. She'll head out to right field. And we'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. Now, I know it was the home team that just sent 2 to the warning track in right field, but this has been known as a pitcher's park this season. When you look at opponents, fewest home runs hit here in the SEC, most doubles hit here.
Yeah, it's a deep ballpark, high fence.
And now the pitching change. Caitlin Terry lifted for Taylor Tinsley, who went the distance yesterday. Outstanding.
And I think she really did a good job of being as consistent as she could. I think she had some hit by pitches yesterday she wishes she could take back. But listen, dogfight, backs up against the wall. You got to show up. She's got a good mix of pitches. Tends to favor, at times, that pitch climbing the ladder with the rise. That changeup is a big key piece to her arsenal.
Lexi Winters will be the first to face her. Winters representing the tying run at the plate as Lelio was hit by a pitch to start this inning. She's at first. And while Winters is 0 for 2 today, she's had multiple hits in the first 2 games of this series, including a 2-run home run in game 1. And went 3 for 4 against Taylor Tinsley yesterday.
You can't help but feel after those 2 big hits to right that maybe it was just time to kind of make a change. They're making adjustments. They're getting on Caitlin Terry. Bring in Taylor to just kind of change with the velo, change with the height of pitches. Tends to throw and favor her changeup maybe a little bit more than Caitlin Terry does.
Foul off makes it a 2-2 count. South Carolina has only had 1 runner in scoring position today. Lelio is at first right now. Rory diving, trying to get up to make the toss in time and can't. 2-1.
Lexi Winters trying to fire up the squad. This is that changeup that's down. She turns on it. Some good speed up the line. Jordan Rory does a good job of laying out for this ball. Good speed up the line. Fire me up.
A single for Winters, and we'll have a pinch runner. Nia McKnight will come run for Winters.
And this is a team that knows how to hit with 2 outs. We've seen them over the course of the weekend. A ton of their RBIs are coming with 2 outs, and that's an incredible stat line in this situation right here where maybe you're feeling a little bit of pressure. If you're UCLA, knowing this team just never gives up.
Tying run at first for Ella Chansey, who is the go-ahead run at the plate. Singled in the 2nd inning.
spot.
Upstairs for ball three.
Ooh, you're feeling the crowd.
On their feet. Full count.
You see just a smile on Kelly Inouye Perez's face. The dugout. Woo.
Remember, Ramirez and Tinsley call their own game. Got him on that one. South Carolina had the tying run at first, and Taylor Tinsley enters the game, and she's got her team fired up right now.
The NCAA softball.
I will get you that one once we finish up here, Matt, in Columbia. Heading to the 7th inning. The winner of this game, moving on to the Women's College World Series. They will open up with Oregon on Thursday. South Carolina had the tying run at first and left it there. That one hits Jessica Clements in the box. Top of the order for the Bruins. Jessica Clements, a single in the first inning, a double in the 5th inning.
So good in that leadoff spot. She really is a tough out, has some power, speedy.
And Joy Hurd still working in the circle, entered in relief in the 5th. Sam Gress getting the start today after South Carolina yesterday was 1 out away from the Women's College World Series. But Jordan Woolry walked it off with a 2-run home run.
Sam Gress getting herself warm just in case.
This season, after 6 innings, UCLA 22-1 when leading. South Carolina 2-7 when trailing. Clements bounces this past Rhodey. She's aboard for the 3rd time.
Yeah, you just think about how dangerous the top of the lineup is for UCLA. Really, I mean, I know 1 through 9, they're tough, but just with Clements and how she's been swinging it, and Savannah Pola and Jordan Woolry, that home run yesterday to just her offensive production today.
Well, the 1 through 4 hitters for UCLA, 8 for 11 now after that hit by Clements.
Good pitches by Jory Hurd. That's back-to-back bunt attempts by Pola. Now she's ahead. Be smart about where you're pitching her. Honestly, to me, she is the hottest hitter in this lineup. Her plate coverage is awesome. She's just done a good job over the course of the last couple weeks of being so consistent for them in the 2 spot. Got to be smart.
Jordan Woolry on deck. Ball and 2 strikes now to Savannah Pola from Hurd. Pola drops it in the gap, her 3rd hit today. 2 in scoring position for Jordan Woolry, who loved the 7th inning yesterday, walked it off to save UCLA's season.
Well, and all she needed was 1 pitch in yesterday's game. Incredible turns on it, just ignited this different type of confidence in this Bruin team. They had not played like themselves until that last inning.
So a single and a double have brought us to Jordan Woolry. And a visit out to Jory Hurd. Now, Sam Gress can re-enter the game after getting the start today.
But man, it just goes to show, like, looking at the top of the lineup, like Savannah Pola, 4 for 4 today. Like, that's clutch. Like, being able to step up in a day like today, backs up against the wall, winner take all. Just been able to really, the top of the lineup has been so clutch.
And I know you have a base for Jordan Woolry, but then Megan Grant's behind her.
Oh, we got none outs. It's,
yeah.
You definitely want to be smart. I get it if they were wanting to kind of put her on. You could do a force at any base, but yeah, you pick your poison here with Woolry or Grant.
Jordan Woolry has 2 RBI singles today, bringing home both of UCLA's runs. Has combined with Megan Grant to set the single season record for a duo when it comes to RBI this year. In fact, she herself just 5 RBI away from tying the single season record set by Stacey Newman. And into the camera well it goes.
Coach Fernandez has taken on a bigger role with the hitting this year. Coaching third base, Kirk Walker used to coach third base.
And for Woolry, they eliminated her double toe tap. Helped her with her timing this year. 1-2. Rhodey tracking it, and she's retired. Runners stay at 2nd and 3rd.
Really big out by Jory Hurd.
But the 1-2 punch continues because it's Megan Grant, and they've told us, you know, you see one person do one thing, yeah, I can do that too. It's like a friendly competition. But they need each other. They were split up in the lineup early in the season, and they went to Coach Kelly Inouye Perez and said, that's not going to work for us.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Yeah. She was like, okay, whatever you need.
But I think they're going to just kind of put her on as well, making it a forced potential double play.
This will be the second time they've intentionally walked Megan Grant today to get to Riley Slimp, who's 0 for 3 on the afternoon.
It just makes sense. I mean, I know obviously it's hard to get a double play ball with someone like Riley Slimp, but at least you get a force at any base here. Certain players in a lineup you don't want to beat you when you need the score to stay somewhat close to what it is, and Megan Grant is that. I love it. Winter is still communicating with the umpire behind the plate on where it's missing. Love that that has not stopped.
Not seeing anything to even bring a swing to. That's a 3-0 count now to Slimp.
Nowhere to put her.
They just intentionally walked Megan Grant to load the bases. Worked it back full. Is that not a foul ball?
I mean, I didn't see the umpire make any call.
No, made no move.
The umpire at third puts his hands up and said foul. Where's the communication? I just saw Chris Neighbors had put his hands up, but I didn't see anything from Mike Burwell behind the plate. Big pitch, right? 3-2, Slimp goes for it. That's foul ball. Should be the one that tells us. Yeah, looks like it. I mean, unless it hits a little bit of chalk court.
If the ball is fair, this is an umpire challenge. We're going to check to see if the ball's fair or foul.
Now, watching it live, I thought it was foul.
I did too. And when we had kind of the close-up, I'm looking to see if there's any chalk or look of it even touching that line, right? If it touches the chalk line, you get a fair ball, but geez, the base is loaded, almost kind of swing and buntish.
The original call was a fair ball. So it has to be indisputable evidence to overturn that. Again, the decision being made at a centralized location in Pittsburgh.
This, see if it touches any white. I mean, I don't know if there's enough to overturn it.
Yeah. Call on the field was a fair ball.
See, when also when that player, when she touches the ball where it is.
After further review, the ruling on the field has been changed. The ball is foul. The count is still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
So when it bounces, and then where you're looking at where Chansey is standing when she gets the ball, you can't help but just
So full count, bases loaded for Riley Slimp, looking for her first hit today. One away. That hitter in the box. Sneaks past the defense. UCLA brings 1 run home. Looking for 2. Diving in is Pola. And Megan Grant is safe at third. Slip to second. And Lisa Fernandez, who leads the hitting, did a little jig at third base when Megan Grant slid in.
When the defense is in because its base is loaded, she turns out a pitch, she uses the ground to her advantage, and because everyone's pulled in, it's able to get right by Shelton. Some more insurance runs here, for UCLA.
Lefty Ramirez has 2 in scoring position, and we've seen how important a lead is. If you can add to it, it's helpful, especially this deep in the postseason. Ramirez, it's to shallow center. Drops in right on the grass. Megan Grant comes home. Nothing Bruins.
Definite turn of events here. Lilio slips a little bit in center. That slight little slip, that still would have been tough for her to get to, but kind of right in the Bermuda Triangle. Finds some green and more runs up on the board here for UCLA.
And runners will be on the corners for Kanaya Bragg. They'll send out a runner for lefty. It's Seneca Curro. I mean, UCLA was down to its final out of its season yesterday in Game 2. A 2-run walk-off home run changed that, and they came out and grabbed an early lead in this ball game and haven't let go.
And they have just played like a completely different team. And on the flip side for South Carolina, they've definitely played different, right? I think when you have the high of winning that game last night, yesterday, you're able to carry that over to today. How quickly can you get over the heartbreak of a loss like that?
Gamecocks will be able to grab the bats in the bottom of the inning, but still just 1 out here, and UCLA is adding to their lead. They've plated 3 here in the top of the 7th. UCLA seeking a 33rd appearance in the Women's College World Series. Hit back at Hurd. No chance to make a play. A base is juiced. It's a hit for Bragg. UCLA started off this inning with back-to-back hits. A single by Clements, a double by Pola. They intentionally walked Megan Grant, and then Riley Slimp sent 2 home. And we're going to see a pitching change here. It's Neely Lamb who's running from the bullpen into the dugout for South Carolina. An arm that we have not seen all weekend for the Gamecocks. With the bases loaded and just 1 away with Sophia Mujica coming up for UCLA. And in the first 2 games of this series, I mean, the momentum was with South Carolina. And then UCLA snatched it back yesterday in the bottom of the 7th inning with that walk-off. They have carried it over to today. We'll have a pitching change. Neely Lamb takes the circle for the Gamecocks with the bases loaded. Well, top of the 7th inning, bases loaded and just 1 away, and South Carolina in trouble. Credit to UCLA, a program that last night their season was down to its final out. Grabbed that momentum, and they've carried it into Game 3 today.
Well, I think winning Game 2 gives you so much momentum heading into Game 3. It's obvious, and you're seeing that. And I'm not going to say that South Carolina wasn't able to get over that yesterday, but you're just seeing a different type of UCLA team that we did not really see Game 1, and we didn't see until the last inning of Game 2. And
it's more of the team that we got to see firsthand at regionals last weekend. A team that run-ruled all 3 opponents in regionals. The first time ever they've opened up the tournament with 3 run-rule victories. Sophia Mujica is at the plate right now with the bases loaded and 1 out. Neely Lamb in the circle, the transfer from Charleston Southern, her first appearance on the weekend, just her 2nd appearance in the tournament. She pitched 1 2/3 innings against Elon last weekend.
And she has a good chunk of innings on the year. I think for her to, gosh, she's coming into a situation. When you say unicorn, it's just that true spin. She has that really good rise spin, has that good changeup. We talk about a pressure cooker she's coming into.
And facing Sophia Mujica, who does have 2 grand slams this season. Oh, she thought it was a ball. Comes in as a strike. And instead, it's a strikeout. Two down, bases loaded for Caitlin Terry.
Atta baby Neely Lamb coming in, bases loaded, climbing the ladder. Look at that true rise spin, barrel under it for Sophia Mujica, but that's clutch.
It's the 9th batter of the inning for UCLA.
That's a good pitch.
Caitlin Terry got the start in the circle today. Outstanding, totally different than our start on Friday. Vincent has it. And it's the last chance for South Carolina's season when we come back to Columbia. Well, one of these teams, one of our teams, is about to join the 5 that have already punched their ticket to the Women's College World Series. We know 5 of the 8 teams that will start play in action on Thursday, and the winner of this game is going to open up against Oregon on Thursday in Oklahoma City.
And if UCLA wins this, you're getting another Big Ten matchup of Oregon, and South Carolina has their work cut out for them. Get some good energy, try to get this crowd going.
UCLA trying to hang on here. They're seeking to advance for the 4th time to the World Series when dropping game 1 of Super Regionals. South Carolina, a lot of work to do. Brooke Blankenship will lead off. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up with everything on the line for the Gamecocks. They were 1 out away yesterday from the World Series and couldn't close the game. And the first pitch strike coming in for Taylor Tinsley, who entered this game in the 6th inning after Caitlin Terry got the start. Solid piece of hitting for Brooke Blankenship, her first hit today. Now on a 7-game hit streak.
When the chipping away is what it's going to take against Taylor Tinsley. This is not a team that steps into the box trying to go deep. They're a team that really does love seeing someone hit a single and then just trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Abigail Knight. Seeking her first hit today. Leap for it! Might have surprised herself a little bit. Look at her reaction. I love it.
This is such a hot shot off the bat. Get up. It's a really great play. Wow.
And Bragg, a player that had to move to shortstop after Alina Garcia was injured and lost for the year. Bragg has taken over that position.
That's a double to the wall if she doesn't get that. Is it on a rope?
So Emma Sellers steps in, Blankenship at first, 1 out. Two.
Good spot. Good take, too, by Sellers. Also knowing zone a little smaller, knowing that has not been called all day, working it 3-2.
Strikeout for Tinsley. And South Carolina down to its final out.
Taylor Tinsley just owning that up and in. Rise ball in the inner half, just climbing the ladder, no doubt.
Emily Vincent in the 9 spot. Blankenship at first. Gamecocks down to their final strike. Pop up in the infield, Bragg wants it. And Bruin magic for the 33rd time has carried them back to the Women's College World Series.
Wow, what fight, honestly, from UCLA. Not looking like themselves game one. They fight like heck to get back in that ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning yesterday to force the game 3. And today they came out and looked like a completely different team.
Backs were against the wall yesterday. They were down to their final out of the season and rallied. Carried it over into game 3. And for a miraculous 33rd time, they're going to play at the World Series.
You love to see it. Oh. Can't help but like see those moments and like really think about what they felt yesterday with being so close to this not happening, right? And then just that final out of knowing, wow, we did it. A lot of fight shown from UCLA, and the South Carolina team fought. Able to do it.
A great first season for South Carolina under Ashley Chastain Woodard. A lot of history made and a dangerous team to be dealt with. But it is UCLA who's got that ticket to OKC, a place they know well. They'll open up the World Series on Thursday against Oregon.